And hello, movie lovers, and welcome to the show. So today we are going to be doing our season 2, episode 2 review of House of the Dragon. I have my good friends Tamika here. I actually have Jason here, and I got Jedi Master Tuck here. Don and Nick will be joining me in a few minutes. He's got some things he has to take care of, but without further ado, let's go on ahead. Let's talk about House of the Dragon, episode 2, Rhaenyra the Cruel. So here we go.
You will not talk about the queen like that.
Yeah,
how dare you
talk about the Grace? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are talking about the queen like that? Don't you see her looking at you?
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
You're the one wanted to switch sides in the green room. Now all of a sudden you want to take her side.
No, I want to
now you telling your business.
I know. See.
Why you gotta do this on live air?
Behind the scenes and shit. We don't record that.
Is this how you treat your guests? Is this how you treat
so guys, I just want to say welcome back, Dragon Riders, to another fiery episode. And I'm your guide through the tenacious and treacherous world of Westeros. Today we are diving into the depths of House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 2. This episode was a roller coaster of emotions filled with political, intrigue, unexpected alliances, and of course, plenty of dragon fire. We'll be breaking down every shocking moment, dissecting the character developments, and theorizing about what's to come in the realm of the Targaryens. But before we get started, I want to give a quick shout out to our listeners. Your support and feedback mean the world to us. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, rate, and review our podcast on your favorite platform. It really helps us to grow and continue bringing you the best content possible. Now, with further ado, let's soar into the skies of Westeros and reveal the mysteries of House of the Dragon. So, I really have to say, I really liked where we are with episode 2. I was really happy with it.
They're laughing at me.
No, I was laughing at your dragon back there.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
But yeah, I just thought that this was actually a really good way of us starting off the episode. What about you?
Where we started? Go ahead.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I thought it was just a great way that they started this episode. It was a bit intense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, we're coming into an intense moment. Oh, shit, Boros Baratheon subbed. That's insane.
Thank you so much for subscribing, sir. I do appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Where's the bloody maester?
I love it. But yeah, man, I just really enjoyed how this episode started off, and Nick is here.
Nice.
Nicholas.
Hey,
Nicholas
what's up,
J. Fury. It's about time you came.
Yeah. Sorry, a little Menards mishap.
It's okay.
Gets you every time.
All good.
Wait,
Oh my
you
God.
went ahead, Jason? You were trying to...
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, like I said, we ended off the first episode on a very intense, stressful situation, and just starting it there after them finding out the news, I thought it was a nice way to just be like, all right, here we are, and we're getting right back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do too. I like the fact that we ended up seeing the cause and the effect of hiring Dumb and Dumber to try to take down Rhaenyra and actually their son's
Aegon,
baby and everything, and they wind up killing the wrong son, even though they said son for a son. You know, I think that this is actually a perfect way of having cause and effect, especially whenever they go. She asked Eric, basically, she winds up asking Daemon, "Hey, what's going on over here?" And he goes, "Well, I told them to kill your son, to kill the other guy."
He was very specific, and he did not lie to her either. I don't think.
No, but that scene, I think, did a really good job of representing that people are speaking for her in ways that go completely against what she would have done, right? Because, and that kind of in the scene where she's talking to Daemon one-on-one after even like some of her trusted council members are like, "Did you order this?" And she has to basically say, "Absolutely, I would never do this." Which is with Daemon, and Daemon is like, "It was a mistake," right? Well, yeah, no shit, it was a mistake.
But you still did it.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's exactly how she's feeling about Luke being murdered, while he was killed by his cousin's dragon. At the end of the day, she can forgive because it was a teenager acting rash against her teenage son.
I think Nick and I.
Yeah, because she was saying she wants him. She wants
Aemon.
She wanted him though.
She said, "Bring me Aegon Targaryen."
Yeah,
no, Aemon. She said Aemon,
which I would interpret.
But she also said, "Just bring me him." She didn't say, "I want his."
No, she said, "I want him." She said, "I want."
He needs to be specific because we got a bunch of high heads around here.
Well, yes,
okay, I think he did what she told him to do.
No, he definitely didn't. He 100% did not.
At least the way he took it. That's how he took it. Was, "Oh, go kill this fucker right now."
Yeah, she did to say, "Bring him to me alive" or something like that.
I would have absolutely took that as, "I want him dead."
Yeah,
absolutely, I would have took it that way.
I mean, that's fine, and I'm just saying, but it's still at the end of the day, we know it's not what she meant, and it's not what she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's what she meant. I think it's the way that he did it is not what she wanted. Yes, I agree with that 100%. But it's definitely what she wanted, not him, not that baby specifically. But she wants Aemon. She wants his. She wants his head. I do not think she's forgiving for that. I don't think she's forgiving that.
I'm not saying she's forgiving, but I don't think she would have killed him.
Oh, I do.
I think she would have. I think she would have actually killed him because look, if you think about it like this, look at the face that she had whenever at the end of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
And she was pissed off. She was hurt, and also too now she's grieving and being pissed off, and now she's even more pissed off at Daemon for even making the mistake of even killing the wrong person that he intended to hire, and now it causes more conflict, more stuff to go awry.
And not to mention, she took the time to go grieve. Like again, I'm not saying she's over it by any stretch of the imagination, but she took some time. She had time to think this through. She said, "I want him." Like she wants him dead. She's not like, "I just bring him to me. I'm gonna, put him in jail." No, her face says it all. I want him. I want him dead. Like I took it 100% that way at the end of the first episode.
I think though, if you're weighing that she's Viserys' daughter, though, right? He always had very measured responses to tragedy.
But has she ever really?
Yeah, I mean, she's lost a child already. And she didn't just go torch an entire city like her predecessors do.
Right. I mean, no, that's fair. This
has definitely 100% made it clear that Rhaenyra is treating this like a queen should.
Yeah.
And she is very thought out and meticulous with everything she does. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure she's extremely blinded with rage by the death of her child. Yeah. But I 100% don't think she is the type, and she has yet to convey that she is the type to just outright, execute this man or this basically child, her brother, for what this has happened. Like, again, at the end of the day, that is her brother still.
No, but I mean, just the way she's handled the Alicent situation, she's not a forgiving person. Like, she's willing to forgive her, but Alicent keeps like she is not willing to go to Alicent and be like, "Look, what is the problem?" She's willing to be like, "Okay, this is how you want to be."
In episode 8,
we're at war.
Episode 8 of season 1, or whatever the second to last episode was.
Mm-hmm.
They almost do break bread.
Almost,
but again, it was Rhaenyra coming to Alicent and essentially saying, "I want to put the kibosh on this," and then Otto stepped in, pulled a bunch of bullshit. And now
Otto's always the problem.
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about Otto here for a second, though, too.
Yeah.
I think he's handling the situation with the king perfect because of the fact he's like, "Look, you will have your vengeance, but you just have to wait to have your vengeance and everything. Yeah. You're unprepared on what's coming up ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
You're being a whiny little bitch because not only that, but you're also because here's the thing." You didn't want the position in the first place. Now all of a sudden, because your kid died, this is the way I'm thinking. All of a sudden, now your kid dies, and now you want to have war. Now you want to be the king. Now you want to show power and dominance because of the fact that you got the two knuckleheads wound up killing your son, and now you want vengeance. And now you're going after Lord Friendzone 2.0, who made your mom. And I said it.
Well,
I said it.
Going after all the Ratsteiners, though, is such a pivotal move because all of the goodwill that they bought by, the heaviest scene of the entire episode when they're parading the, 4-year-old, 3-year-old son's body through the streets. And you have that, two mothers looking at each other, knowing they're being used essentially as a political boy.
Yeah.
And then to go from that to essentially, okay, we hung all of the rat finders in the city because we can't run risk. And were the results successful? Yeah, they got the right guy, but they also just alienated,
it was like 14 or 15 people they hung or something.
And that's also just what they showed.
Well, yeah,
I'm sure there was a lot more.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rats in Westeros.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
Seeing Otto.
Well, I think it was the ones that worked in the kingdom. They said it was the ones that worked in the palace.
Yeah, I just think Otto is like the perfect PR guy, and I want to hire him if I'm ever in trouble.
He basically
he knows how to
the boys, right?
he knows how to do it good in style. I mean, he was using the women, and this show all about women being used by men. But I'm not a feminist or nothing. That's what they're doing in this show. Just saying, that's what they're doing. I'm on the show with a bunch of dudes. I gotta say that. That's what they're doing on the show. They're using them. Oh my god. Okay, this is the last time I've been invited on this show. I'm sorry, but anyway, I was just saying that Otto is the perfect PR person. And I was upset like Otto was. I was like, we had the people on our side. I'm not Team Green or nothing, but I'm like, you had the people on our side. We had them crying in the streets. Yeah. And they were like, Rhaenyra, and you want to come in here and do some stupid stuff and hang people outside the castle?
Yeah.
Well, I just like that it's the stark opposite of how they tried to set him up in the first episode as king. Basically trying to give back to the people and be like his father.
Yeah.
And then this happens and it's just like, no, I will kill everybody. Like,
right.
I will just murder everybody. So,
also too, like, I thought he was going to get the creepy dude that likes looking at his mom's feet to be the...
The one person I feel the worst for in this whole episode is the steel worker, the iron dude that has the conversation with his wife in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, we're getting the money at some, and she's like, well, when? And that's like, then the whole episode happens. You're like, well, they ain't getting the fucking money now. They get shit now.
Well, it makes me wonder what Viserys did for the people. They couldn't have lived any better, even if he was like the peaceful king.
Yeah. Well,
like these people still in poverty.
And I think it shows the difference. Again, I don't know how long this kid makes it, but it's also shows the stark difference between where Viserys would have stepped back from this situation, where he's just like, no, he's more like Daemon. He's more like, nah, screw this. I'm just going to do what I want.
Yeah,
right. But at the same time, though, at least Daemon is actually smart enough to plan out stuff. This kid is just thinking on rational.
He did hire Dumb and Dumber. We do have to concede that point about Daemon.
He
hired Dumb and Dumber.
But
he thought he had his trusted guy because he was a member of the Knights Guard.
Yeah.
Right, but he winds up going on ahead, gets rid of Otto as his right-hand person for advice, and gets Christian, who don't know shit about anything, and tries to be like a father figure to him.
We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, I was going to say, John and I were talking about this earlier, and it very well could be. I think it doesn't matter who was standing next to him.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been any other person in his court, and he would have given him the hand. I think it could have been his brother. He would have been like, "Oh, give it to him. He's that." Like, I don't think
I think he just wanted to make his grandfather feel like shit. Like, just
yes.
So I have a similar take on that. Just a little tweaked, where as opposed to who's ever in the room, it was more of whoever came to him with action. And
sure.
Came with an assassination plot for Rhaenyra, for a guy who's seeking revenge. Like, boom, you've got the job, man. You're hired. No need for.
But I truly thought it was going to be Aemon. I 100% thought he was going to pick his brother to be his hand.
But you see, the whole realm knows his brother killed his cousin or his nephew.
But he's not the type of person to care.
Yeah, he doesn't really think too much.
But he was also the same thing that was trying to give back to everybody who asked for something.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of
And then
that
he winds
scene
up
where
finding
he
out that
just
he can't do that because everybody else will expect something like that too. That's what we've seen in the last one. He goes, "Run away, we'll find out why you're the king." I'm like, "Well, way to go, dude. You're already screwing up." But I think that he would have still picked Christian in a sense because of the fact he's seen war. In a sense, he's actually been in the battlefield and up there like that. I think he would have still picked him.
But a hand isn't like supposed to see battle with you.
No, they're
he's
supposed
not.
to
But
wipe.
in his eyes,
Like that's like your hand is supposed to be like taking care of your affairs and doing all those extra things. Like most of the hands that we've seen have not been very combatant.
They all end up in some combat at some point, though.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
they do. But
they're
like
like a
they're
concierge
always
that sits on the side and gives advice. And then,
Hogwarts, like you're gonna just die or be off.
They just what does it say? The king shakes and the hand wipes.
Yeah.
That's pretty much. I don't see Kristen wiping anybody.
No,
nothing.
Alicent's.
Yeah, that's the only one he wants to wipe and touch and do whatever. Which I can't wait until they're both exposed.
Oh my god!
He got this dude sleeping with his mom.
Oh my god! When Aegon finds out it's over. You soiled your cloak and your oath.
And then he asked him, he was like, "Where were you?" He was like, "A bed." He's like, "You were a bed. You weren't.
You were in another bed.
My family."
And this cloak is supposed to be part of purity. I'm like, bitch, you're the one who's sleeping with the banging the mother over there and the queen, and you're going to talk about purity and honor and all that other stuff.
So and then that bullshit conversation he has with Eric, trying to basically hide his guilt, basically by using it
before that scene. I thought it was really important to with the dismissal of Otto. Right, because we talked about this in the last review. Something's going to happen there. There's a third faction now that's going to come into play. That's a total wild card, and obviously sicking the brothers on one another in the end was one way to kind of make the ploy, and using Eric as the assassin for Rhaenyra in order to regain his honor and purity. Sully's everything.
Did you guys?
I'm so excited to see where that next faction comes in.
Did you guys pick up on that whole fight scene that the Eric that survived the fight was the one going there to assassinate Rhaenyra? And also I love the fact that he says, "I'm sorry, your grace," to her, because it's like in that moment he realizes, one, he's fucked up for killing his brother. Two, he messed up on his original oath to these people and to the house that he originally promised himself to. And then killing himself in that moment, I was just like,
I didn't see that.
How can you tell them apart?
I couldn't tell them apart. My wife and I were watching this together.
The one got cut in the leg. The one that was protecting Rhaenyra got cut in the leg first.
Okay. Yeah.
And so there's the moment where he is on top of the one with the cut on his leg is on top of the other brother, and the other dude rips into the cut and like digs into it, and then like they go to then it is the final scene where he grabs the sword and he goes to slide down, and the other brother stabs him through the chest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You see, I couldn't tell them apart or anything. My wife looked at me. She's like, "Well, which one's which?" I said, "I don't know. I'm rooting for which one is this the winner that's not going to kill her." But
I thought for a minute he was going to try to take his place.
So did I.
And then I said, "Your grace," or "Sorry, your grace," or whatever he says, and then just falls on the sword. I was like, "Oh."
The bad one killed himself.
I was like, what?
What did you say?
Still could have did the plan.
They're both so honor driven, right? So for him to go out after feeling like doing anything to his own kin, or maybe the true queen, or any feelings that he's feeling there, would be enough for him essentially to go forward with the suicide like that.
He could have just easily said, "I'm sorry," but he I think it was a deliberate point that he said "your grace" to her, and just to show like you are the true ruler. I see that.
Right.
How do you ever trust him? Even if he confesses, you can never trust him.
No.
They would have killed him anyway.
Either she's going to kill him anyways for doing what he did. So either way it goes, he would have still been screwed.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and kill off myself right now, so that way she doesn't have to go on ahead and kill me, because my death is going to be 10 times worse when she gets done with me. So I'm just going to go ahead and off myself.
Sent him out there anyway. He didn't expect him to come back.
I also think his brother not choking him to death and actually like stopping in that moment, I think also gave him a moment to really think about it too. Like,
I mean,
even though, I know. Well, in that moment, you have to survive. But I'm saying, I think once he killed him and it was over, he's like, I can't come back from. Like, there's nothing I can come back from at this point.
No.
You can't tell me that those two aren't related to the Boondock Saints, though.
Oh my God! Yeah,
no, they're not. Exactly.
For sure.
That's so awesome.
2,000 years away, but they're definitely the same bloodline.
That's our ancestors.
Who are British and they're Irish.
Let's
not go into that.
But the thing that I liked the most, though, too, was the whole entire setup of getting where basically you have the brother coming into the castle, and then it wasn't for the peasant girl being there and passing through.
Yeah,
he would have probably went on ahead and got away with it. And God knows how many months or whatever he would be in that castle, too, trying to plan everything out that they wanted him to do.
Oh, he was trying to do that as soon as he got there. I don't think he was trying to
because his brother to get in and out as possible. I can see that though too.
Because his he had his brother there. There was no way he was going to be able to sneak around, his twin.
Unless he killed the twin, and then he winds up taking the place of that twin.
Yeah, that could have happened too. Yeah, I mean, if he didn't love his brother. Yeah,
I was going to say, but we definitely, towards the end, obviously, we realized that.
But I'm in an agreement, though, too, was like, well, you're sending me in here to die. So either way it goes, I'm still fucked, no matter which way you turn.
Well, he kind of had that response when he was like, "You're sending me alone."
Yeah.
But what? See, this is like what I don't get, because like that was a really big move for Sir Criston, because like it could have very well backfired on him, and him be like, dude, this guy's sending me to my fucking death. Like, I'm gonna go pledge to the other one. Like, fuck this. Like, my brother's already there.
I did think there was a chance of that happening until he started. Once he started sneaking in, I was like, oh, no, he's going to go through this.
The moment he told
the second most likely outcome.
Yeah.
Huh?
Defection outside of one of the brothers killing the other, I think, would be.
Yeah. Like, I 100% saw it as he was just gonna I thought they were gonna have the fight, and then they were gonna have a moment of reasoning with one another. And then I still think Rhaenyra would have probably killed the other brother, because she wouldn't have been able to trust him. But
and then the other guy goes over to the Greens because he's now protesting her for killing him.
That'd have been so funny. That'd have been so funny.
That would have been awesome.
Multiverse.
Everyone just passes an Eric around.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's funny.
But yeah.
Still shitty on Kristen's part, though.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, he just.
Or they kill him
manipulated him with.
I was going to say, the whole, that whole scene where Sir Criston comes in and basically berates him about his cloak being dirty. After he says, I was late with the processions, everything. I haven't slept much. I didn't even eat. Give me some slack, and trying to give him all this high power talk, like John was saying about how, this is a disgrace to your robe and your cloak and your oath and all these things. And I was just like, dude, Sir Criston, you're the biggest fucking sham of them all, and you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. And I think he's basically
just screaming out loud, I'm guilty, I'm guilty, I'm guilty. Yeah. Basically what he's doing that entire time. It's just it's ridiculous.
And I think he caught on to that too, because he was like, well, where were you? Weren't you supposed to be on guard too?
Right. That was the thing. Where were you? Where were you? That's your job. It's your job.
But Criston has a way of manipulating people. He just used honor and duty with Eric, whatever you want to call him, whichever one it was. He just used a sense of honor and duty to get in his head. And then he said,
he can't say anything back.
Going to be upset.
He really can't say shit. So it's stuck.
He's just manipulative, and he gets into, he studies people. and he studies people. And he's like, okay, honor and duty matters to this guy, and I'm gonna use that to my advantage.
Yeah.
So he's very dangerous, and he's gonna do something to Alicent too to blackmail her in the end.
As soon as she hurts him,
yeah,
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. How long do we think until Alicent realizes like she should have let him kill himself in the first season?
Yeah.
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 Like, because it's coming. He's now the hand of her son, and he's gonna be whispering these fucking things like, "Oh, it's time for war. We got to go to war," and like she's gonna lose the ear of her son really quickly.
Christian's gonna kind of fill her void. And
oh yeah.
Her and Otto, I think, become that third faction somehow.
That makes a lot of sense.
With her kids ending up being against her too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, part of that too, though. So we didn't talk about the Aegon Helaena relationship at all either.
Voldemort, you mean laying fucking on the bed?
Here we go. Get the shade,
bro.
No,
that shit was so horrid.
That is so Freud.
It was so. That scene was absolutely horrendous, and I don't know why they made like. I don't know if that was his actual. Listen, I'm sorry. I don't know if that was his actual body.
That's
or
how
if they
that
did
man
something.
get off.
But that shit he looks like Voldemort when he's like all decrepit, curled up in a ball.
Yeah,
like it was not cool. It was not.
Aemon when he's
yes,
coddled.
Yes, he looks like Voldemort.
I mean, he got real serious mommy issues, and he just went for the oldest prostitute. And then the other guy got foot fetish, so everybody got clinical issues in this show.
What's wrong with us strong men sometimes wanting to be cuddled and be with
Yeah, you can pay a woman to cuddle you.
So this is the one thing though. I'm like, she goes to like kiss him, and he says, "No, not here." Okay, you're in a whorehouse in like the middle of fucking nowhere. If not here, then where? Where do you do that?
It's because he's living his mommy fantasy. Okay.
There's some guys that don't go in there for that. They just go in there just to talk, and they're like their psychiatrist.
Yeah, because they got mommy issues.
Right, exactly.
Just gotta get naked and be coddled.
Yeah, he's like, don't kiss me because my mom would kiss me on my lips.
It was definitely like some Homelander season 1 vibe.
Yeah.
But I expected Aemon to be cuddled up like that. He's the one with the serious mom. His mom won't even touch him.
Helaena, though, I think as the procession ends, right, and she passes Aemon in the stairwell, I thought that was a little scene.
Oh, that was such a heartbreaking.
Because if you go two ways, it's either they both feel isolated right now and recognize they can't stop and console one another, or they're isolating each other from one another. And Helaena feels mortified that she was just used by her husband like this. He didn't even show up to the procession.
And then didn't even like console her afterwards to just be like.
And in that moment, she has to feel like he's blaming her too, because he's just like he looks at her with almost disgust and then just walks away.
I don't know. I didn't see it more as disgust. I saw it more as like a bit of like embarrassment of himself a little, where he's just like, I don't know what to say to you right now. Like I have like more of like, I don't have words for you. And I like, I should be consoled. Like I should be consoled. Like that's almost what it felt like to me with that look. Cause it was almost like all right, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We're both traumatized. I can't talk to you right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's tough.
Oh, it is. It's tough.
Then you have the ending scene where you have Christian and the Queen getting it on again at the very end of it, where she slaps him for being so stupid and taking her son's side being the hand, and then all of a sudden she takes his hand, and the rest is history.
You might be the hand.
Oh yeah, I knew when she slapped him, she was gonna get it on with him. That was that passion that we finna have sex slap.
Yeah, it was slap and tickle.
I had no doubt
This is actually going to be going somewhere.
Oh my god, that was a good reference. That was a good reference.
Slap and tickle.
Yeah. No, that was obvious.
I mean,
yeah. I just hope she gets
this
pregnant.
episode was a crazy.
Oh,
That's what I want. That's what I'm thinking that's
no,
going to
that
happen.
was
I was just thinking
terrible.
to myself, as much as they're screwing right now, they have to have probably a bastard baby.
She can't say if she's pregnant. She can't be like, "Oh, whose baby?"
Yeah,
is it?
whose
She
was
don't have
it?
a king. I mean, she could drink the tea, that Plan B tea.
Yes,
push
but
it around
also
the
at that point, someone's gonna know that she
Somebody
got
knows.
that.
Yep. Exactly.
And
They
she'd be
paddle
a
around on the
big
wind.
hypocrite.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I definitely think that's going to happen for sure. Yeah.
So messed up.
Because what is she? She's 30s at this point, I guess.
Touching 40.
Do you think there is a? Do you think
maybe
that
a little
there
bit
is a
older now.
possibility that Otto or Alicent goes over to Dragonstone?
Yes, I think Alicent does.
You think so?
I think there's a potential for Alicent and for Helaena to both at some point kind of reach over to the other side because of the offenses of the Greens.
You think so?
Yeah.
I definitely think.
I hope it happens. Yeah.
That'd be nice, but I'm not sure.
I think
I think that if they did that, though, there would be more confrontation than anything. There's no breaking bread anymore. Now at this point, both sides lost sons. You have 2 knights that are dead because of Christian.
I mean, Alicent still hasn't lost a son.
Right. But I mean, you have a lot of damage that you have done within this thing. There's no breaking no breaking bread at this point. There's no sitting down, any discussions or anything. It's going to be blood for blood.
Also,
I think
28.
Because to me, I think it's more. She's how old?
28.
Oh, yeah, she's definitely getting pregnant again for sure.
My thing is
fertile ground.
Yeah,
I think it's part of me thinks that like the way she'll go over there is if things get like basically she starts being hunted by them over there because like she now has no like after Otto she's not going to really have anyone in King's Landing. You know what I mean? Like it's just going to be her, probably Helaena, and what her creepy fucking foot fetish guy like. Like
Quentin Tarantino of the Game of Thrones world.
Yeah, she has no more allies there with her, so it's just like.
Well, she might now because of what happened.
That's what I'm saying. She has no more allies, and then once Sir Kristen, that like because it's going to play out bad. Everything's fine right now. It's a little weird and tense between them, but it's going to get bad, and it's going to get bad quick.
Yeah.
And we don't know if Sir Kristen's going to, because he's not going to stay hand very long. I don't think. I don't know if he'll be moved out of that position before she is prosecuted or not.
Okay, I have a question. Do you think that Lord under or over? Do you think Christian's going to get exiled, or do you think that he's going to lose a position because of all the advice that he's going to be giving to her son, or do you think it's going to get to the point where it's like, well, they're going to put Quentin Tarantino's son from the 200 before he was born?
I need one clarifying point though. First, do we think Otto knows about them?
I think Otto suspects, but Otto doesn't want to.
So
Otto doesn't want to know
by one line that he gave when she says, "I have to tell you that I've sinned."
Oh yeah, and he says, "I don't."
You don't need to tell me.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I don't think he says, "I don't." You don't need to tell me. I
don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear of it. I don't want to hear of it.
But he doesn't know.
Yes, I think he has suspicions, and I think he doesn't want his suspicions to be affirmed. I think he'd rather just live with the maybes.
I think the only one that would do it is the king.
What, kills Sir Christian?
Yeah, if he finds out that
he's going to kill him.
Oh, no, and that's 100%.
And
I think
Daemon
What?
Daemon's going to kill Sir Christian.
That
would be interesting. I would love that.
It's payback from season 1, right? He beat him in the jousting match.
Oh,
yeah. I would like the king to kill him when he finds out what all unfolds and then kills himself.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, that'd be juicier.
That got dark. Sorry.
Sure. But I just think we've got a rogue Daemon on the loose.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think he's
got his own war.
Potential loose ends. That
he's definitely
his own agenda on what
Daemon's going to Harrenhal by himself like a psychopath, like we've seen him do against the Crab Man. And he's just going to go over there and he's going to fuck shit up solo. Yeah. And it's just going to be like this moment. And my thing is I don't know how many times Daemon can just, like, don't get me wrong, he's a badass in these moments and he's a fucking crazy fighter. But how many times is it going to be I do something wrong and then I do a crazy move like this and it pays off? When doesn't it pay off?
Oh, yeah, it's common.
Well, if you think about it, though, in a sense, I know this might be low-level tier of not paying back or anything like that. Look how he ended up hiring. I know I keep on going back on the two dumbasses, but that bit him in the ass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think his luck is running out.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Because of that, I don't think that was what he was in season 1 compared to season 2. He's trying to be how he was, but throughout years and stuff like that, don't forget, some people's minds are not as sharp as it was beforehand, even though he's basically the same character, but people change. So what I'm thinking is his mindset is not as sharp as it was back then as it is as we're seeing it now and how he's playing it out. Because if he did, he wouldn't have hired two dumbasses that didn't know who the son was or anything.
Or
he would have actually been able to get this job done within one hit.
He didn't say the age either. It's like,
right.
Okay, he's got a blue eye and he's blonde and he's the prince. It's like,
yeah. Or maybe he knew they were idiots.
17 years old. He's 6'2".
But he also did say he has one eye.
Yeah.
Right.
That child definitely didn't have one eye.
He was very clear in his instructions.
Yeah.
No. His instructions were not followed properly.
No.
Two more.
100%. We could have.
I mean, he could have knew that they were idiots anyway.
I don't think
by just talking to.
That's
is that blood or cheese? By just talking to the guy, he probably like, oh, these idiots will do.
But you know what though?
Kill anybody.
If he knew that these two were idiots, right? He should have done what what Christopher Montesanti did to the two gangster dudes that were going to whack somebody. He could have handed them money and then said, "Okay, guys, we're cool." Then guess what? He comes back around and kills both of them, takes the money back, then tries to hire some other ratcatchers that could do the job.
So
I don't know. No,
John always
he should have done that. He definitely should not have done that.
Sounds like
here's my thing with Daemon. He knows his only path, legitimate path to being in power, which is what he ultimately wants. We know that is Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
That's it. He has no other path to power other than through her.
That's also his biggest weakness, though, because he's not able to allow her to have more power than him.
Oh yeah,
I 100% agree. Yeah, absolutely. No, he can't. No. He can't not be in power, but he does also know that. So I just don't see, unless she kills him, he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
No,
even though he did lose his trust in him.
But he's going to be loyal to her to the point where she can get him in power.
Yeah,
like that's
pretty much.
That. Yeah, I mean that's it.
So he's team himself.
But he's gonna mess a lot of things up on the way.
Yeah. He don't care about his kids.
He's going to make a lot of things worse.
He said, "Fuck my kids. I don't care about none of my children.
Yeah,
I just want to be in power." This is a show of terrible fathers.
As much as he cares about his family name, he doesn't give a shit about his family.
This show is full of terrible fathers and mothers.
So he doesn't give a shit about his family. He's like, no, you guys are just people in the family, but the name is what matters.
I was talking to Don about this too. How long do you think? What's his name, Sir Laurent? Fuck the
dude. Loria. What is it? The sea serpent's son.
Yes, the sea serpent's son. Do you think he stays away forever, or do you think we see him again?
I think he's gonna come back.
I think he's gonna come back as well.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna play a major role that we're not seeing yet.
Yeah,
I hope so because they did that character.
Is Dawn separate right now? Also, like from Westeros and all that. Are they still considered separate?
Oh,
Dawn.
I think
Dorne,
so.
yeah, Dorne or Dawn, whatever.
Yeah.
And that could be part
Pinchos and all that.
because they're more old septum religion.
Right.
So maybe that's how they get courted into all of this and end up coming into the fold.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think who he would get as like allies to come if he came back, with a force or something. Because he definitely has a gripe.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely has a gripe.
It's like Avengers Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Where the like portals open,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's gonna come back through the portal. Yeah.
Do you guys think White Worm stays in Dragonstone now that she's helped save the queen?
Yeah, I think she's going to be kind of like the concubine that Daenerys had. I forgot her name with the big hair.
Oh,
I can see that as well.
Languages, and she was
she's gonna be like her spy master. Yeah.
Yeah. That gives them that perfect little widget character that they can have kind of just be able to do anything and know all.
Where they can basically just back and forth where you have advice and or
right. That's what I was thinking too. I'm hoping they do that with her character because that White Worm is a great
no, she is
character, I think, and to just kind of ship her off to Pentos is kind of a discredit to the character.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why they did that little bait and switch where they were like, no, I'm not going to trust you. But then at the end, she's like, okay, like you're fine. Because she told her everything. She's like, I have nothing to. I don't care about you. Like, I don't give two shits about you.
Mm-hmm.
You can just let me go. I'm not going to, I will leave and never come. Like, I don't care.
What if she kills Daemon?
Man.
Oh, I can see that happening too, for sure.
Yeah.
He's the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, but then Daemon got.
I think we have to get that
Aemon and his wife Daemon under one roof.
But I think we have to get that Aemon and Daemon.
Taco.
Sure.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, dude?
What's going on, Taco?
I got nothing going on.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Taco out.
I got nothing going on, so I started watching your stuff, and I figured I'd jump in.
Okay, what do you think?
Good. Please correct us on things because I know you know a lot about it.
Okay, I only heard about 5 seconds of it.
5 seconds?
Dorne is not part of the Seven Kingdoms quite yet. That comes in during the second, about 50, 60 years. I'm going off the dome here. They do. I don't really think they have too big of a part into the Dance of Dragons at all, honestly. The people that he's writing letters to are the remains of the Triarchy, and I do want to say Dorne is part of that currently right now, but I don't have that on top of my head right now. I was actually Googling it at the same time that I was coming in. When I type in Triarchy and the Kingdom of the Three Daughters, I do not see Dorne, but I did think that at this point, they are part of that. So I'm going to keep looking, but I have, has anyone here listened to Fire and Blood?
No, not yet.
No.
Okay. Oh, the Audible.
Yeah, or read Fire and Blood. I've gone through it about 3 times. Yeah, I highly suggest it. It's extremely good. It goes over the first 100 histories of A Song of Ice and Fire of Aegon's the Targaryen conquest. There you go. It's the Targaryen dynasty.
I can't.
So it ends right after Dance of Dragons. So that's kind of the peak of the book. And then the book goes into the next king after it, which I'm not going to say who that is for people who don't know, because of spoilers, until that person ends their minority, which means they're under 16 when they get in control. So that's how, and then when they turn 16, the book ends. So that's how much I know. So I know up until, I don't know, 10, 15 years after the war. So let's look to see on House, on the Greens. I'm just looking at allies right now. The Triarchy. So I'm going to click this Triarchy. Yeah, I do not think Dorne is in part of it at all. But they do possibly get help from the Triarchy. I don't want to give any spoilers. I feel like I just
no, that's fine.
I feel like I'm in a class for this, so this is
what I'm doing. What all have we discussed about the episode? Where are we at?
We talked about everything.
Oh, the whole thing?
Yeah. Well, what do you think, Taco? What do you think about the episode?
I love this episode. I did my review. I filmed it last night and I put it up this morning. It's really, I think it's really good. The Pharaoh, my brother. Here, let's talk about differences from the episode, so I don't give away any spoilers. So, the Pharaoh, my brother, has 3 possibilities. So the way that the book is written, here, let me type in Eric and Arik. Oh, actually, I have that open. I'm writing a video about Eric and Arik right now, so I actually have that open. So, the way the Dance of Fire and Blood is written during the Dance of Dragons time, it's a history book, right? But there wasn't one dude who wrote it all down. So around this time, you have one guy who's going off of different testimonies of different people, and they're all like different points of view. So you have the Septum, who writes everything kind of PC, and it's all kind of changed and makes certain people look way better than they are, and so on and so forth. And then you have somebody who's a little more scandalous, and then you have like the Maester, and then you have Mushroom, who they cut from the show, which really angers me. So Mushroom is a little person. He's the court jester, and all of his testimonies extremely vulgar. So like during the beginning of the war, when Rhaenyra starts hooking up with Daemon, his testimony, so everyone's like, oh, why did she scare away Kristen Cole? And it's like, oh, one guy's like, she tried to sleep with him and he turned her down. And then one's like, oh, they did sleep together and then it didn't work out. And then Mushroom's like, oh, they were banging and Daemon taught her how to do it, and I got to join too. Like, it's just super extra vulgar. Right? Awesome. So that's kind of the setup to what I'm about to say. So there's multiple versions. We don't really know what's the truth, right? Oh. So when it comes to the Farewell, My Brother, and the reason I'm calling it that is that's the fight between Eric and Arik at the end, and that's the song that gets written about it later on. So according to the singers, the brothers professed their love for each other, and then they drew their swords, and then they both died, right, in the fight. And then Grand Maester Munkin, in his, quote, true telling, I wouldn't call it true, but he said Eric and Arik battled for almost an hour, and the noise of the fight woke up half of the court. So it's like, this big grand fight. And then they, of course, both kill each other at the end, just like the other one. And then finally, Mushroom says they fought, but they didn't declare their love, and they called each other traitors. And then it was Eric struck the mortal blow, nearly cutting off Arik's arm, and then Arik collapsed and then grabbed his brother's cloak and then pulled him in for a stab. So Mushrooms is very violent and not loving at all. So the show gets to pick, right? That's the best thing that this show gets to do, is it gets to say to nerds like me, hey, you actually want to know how Lyman Beesbury dies? I'm like, yeah, which one did you guys pick? So they kind of have been going in finding kind of a middle ground, which I feel like they did, because this fight did seem bitter, but at the same time it did seem very loving. And they gave
it for sure.
Yeah. And it sucks because they don't want to have to kill each other, right? Yeah. But
they have like one of them reaching into the wound of the other, pulling down on it real hard, like
very brutal,
really fighting, like
So it does kind of seem like a mix, and I do like the twist ending of, are we really sure who died? At the end, are we really? I know what you're gonna say, and you can say it here in a second. But I really do love the falling on the sword, almost out of disgrace of killing their own brother.
Yeah.
Oh,
poetic.
As a book reader, anytime I go, oh my god, like, it's a good thing. I like that. I'm still getting surprised. So you think it's Arik because he calls her, or Eric because he calls her?
No. I think it's the other one, because I think they did this purposely. The one that is protecting Rhaenyra, what's his name?
I want to say that's Eric.
Eric? Okay. Eric. Yes. He gets cut in the leg in the very beginning.
Wait. Sorry. Let me just make sure we know so we don't screw this up. Arik was blood and cheese. Where am I? I'm looking at right now. Arik left for Dragonstone. Arik is at Dragonstone.
So
yeah, wait.
So Arik left for Dragonstone because he was going to kill.
Eric is in the Queen's Guard. So 100%.
Eric gets cut in the leg in the very beginning of the fight, and that's the one where he's on top, and that's when Eric grabs into the cut and he kind of falls backwards, and then he goes for the sword and then goes in for the blow, and then the one who was sent there to kill Rhaenyra stabs him through. And I thought it was beautiful the way he says "Your Grace" to her as he's killing himself, because I think it's like him saying like, I was wrong, like affirming I was wrong.
So I got a comment on my video that literally says exactly what you just said. So
that's how I took it too. Yeah.
My commenter, Irish Potato Thief, said, "Hey, I went back and I watched it, and he literally said what you just said. It's him saying your grace is kind of him like, all right, I effed up. Sorry."
Yeah, he's still a noble. Something we talked about too before you got on is like they're both so honorable that like you couldn't go on living after having committed such a crime.
Why would you? Yeah, why would you?
Yeah, no, not to your twin like that.
Yeah. I mean,
even Arik, the conversation he has in the last episode with Daemon, where Daemon's like trying to pin him down, and he's like, dude, no, I felt like shit. I didn't know what to do. You guys were fighting each other. I was sworn to protect all of you. Like, I didn't know what to do.
That's true.
I didn't know what to do.
What does one do in that situation?
Daemon is such a jerk, too. He's just like, oh, so you completely went against your king and brought us a crown. Go F yourself. It's like, screw you. You know what you did to get over here?
Right.
Damon's such a prick.
He is. But,
which is great and shows you the complete versatility of Matt Smith, because his Doctor Who is literally...
he has nice hair, though, but he's still a prick.
I still say he should have played Thrawn. He should have played Thrawn.
Yeah.
That would have been a really good pick.
No,
the guy that did play him.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's great.
Is he?
Well, it was the same. I can't remember the guy's voice off the top of my head. But it was the same guy who did the voice for him in Rebels, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, it was a nice guy.
Matt Mikkelsen or Mads
Mikkelsen? One of the Mickelsons.
Yeah.
He's good. Yeah.
Because there's two.
Yeah.
There's the Hannibal one and then his brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
But yeah, all in all, I think this was a great episode. I think I can't wait to see what we have coming up for episode 3 and seeing what our predictions lay down whenever we see it. So that's going to be it. Taco, man, I'm just glad that you're here and you wanted to join in. This
already showed up late.
Yeah. No.
Oh, good, man.
I always say a movie reviewer is never late nor is he early. He arrives just as he means to. So
Taco the wizard.
Exactly.
It's the wife's bingo night, so I had to make sure the little one was down, and then I kind of decompress a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, are these guys still talking? And then I clicked it, and I was like, all right, I better jump in.
Thank you, dude. Thank you so much.
You drop by anytime, Taco.
Same here.
Thank you, Tamika.
But yeah, guys, so that's going to be it as far as this goes. We'll be on 2 other podcasts tomorrow. I'm going to be on a Florida podcast reviewing Edward Scissorhands, and then I'll be on the Beep show. If you don't know what the Beep is, his show is called Finding Your Way. I'm going to be on his podcast. I'm going to be doing an interview there where I'm just going to be opening up about my life and things like that I don't cover here on Movie Lovers Unite or anything like that. It's pretty much just like me being unplugged a little bit.
Nice.
Hey, Roxy, how are you doing? It's good to see you in the chat. I do appreciate that. But yeah, I'm going to be going on the Beep show. And if you don't know what the Beep is, he's part of the Unfiltered Studios podcast production company that I'm actually part of. Go on ahead, check out everywhere over there. We have the Sleepy G show. We actually have Finding Your Way over there. We also have the Stupid History Minute. We have a lot of fun podcasts over there for whatever your niche is. So go ahead and check that out. And we are going to be out in a minute here. Let's see what Roxy. Hello, Roxy. Okay. So that's going to be it. And thank you again, guys, for joining me. And always until next time. Bye-bye.
That rock.